I'm Joe Biggs with Infowars.com on the Rio Grande River in McAllen, Texas. Now, we're at a point where we know that everything the CDC's been saying up until this point has been a complete and total lie, a joke. They tell you that there's nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, the nurse who was taking care of Thomas Eric Duncan, who died from Ebola, has now contracted the disease herself. Meanwhile, she was wearing the proper protective equipment to keep the virus out of here. So that leaves a couple things up in the air. Was there a breach of protocol like the CDC is saying, that she missed a few steps when she took off her gear and got it that way? Or has it gone airborne? There's been many articles and doctors who have been working on the Ebola virus for 10 years or more. And they're saying that they think that the virus has began to go airborne. But we've told you time and time again that a place like this, there's been reports that it's so easy, and we've shown you that it's so easy for other than Mexicans, people like that from Liberia, to go into South America and travel up into our country and bring the virus into the U.S. Now we have the general of Southcom coming out and saying that, yes, he took a trip down to Costa Rica, went to an embassy, spoke to someone there, and they said they had ran across two gentlemen from Liberia who said they were on their way to New York. Now, it doesn't take 21 days to get to New York, so it's pretty easy to say, or safe to say, that they could come into our country, get by the Border Patrol, and then start showing signs and symptoms of the Ebola virus, and then go to a hospital. And meanwhile, it would be hard to do a contact tracing on the amount of people they've been in contact with while sneaking through these countries, because there's no way to follow that back. That would be very hard, and that's the scary part. He says if Ebola breaks out in Central America, it would completely sweep all those countries, completely just taking it over, and it would just be a deathbed of Ebola in that whole area. And then what's going to happen? We have really good doctors. We have top-notch health facilities. What's everybody going to do? They're going to want to try to get into America like they've been doing, like Thomas Eric Duncan did. What did he do? He lied. He made it through the airport and got into our country and has brought it here. Our country keeps saying there's nothing to worry about, but I'm telling you right now, it's something to definitely worry about. I've been out here many times, and today I've never seen as much security as I have on the border since I've been out here for the past few months. There's been 3 helicopters already in the past hour fly overhead. There's multiple police and Border Patrol vehicles everywhere. 4-wheelers, Army, Air Force. What do they know? What aren't they telling the American people? The CDC keeps saying that there's nothing to worry about, but meanwhile, we've seen so far that they are not in control. They don't know what to do with this. They're not being professional. They're not telling us the truth about what's going on. And their ego is so big that people are slipping up. They're not passing down the information about how to protect people to the lower tier people, to the EMT guy, to the ambulance driver, things like that. So what's going on? Is this a huge legitimate threat? Are we going to die of Ebola? Or is this another false flag? Is this an attempt to scare Americans into wanting to take these vaccinations that Big Pharma is pushing, to go get the flu shot that you normally wouldn't take or you'd be scared to take because you know of all the bad things that are in the shot? The mercury, the metals, things like that should not be in your body. Things that most of the time people have very large allergic reactions to. The times that I've taken that stuff, it makes me very sick. So what is going on here? What are they telling us? What aren't they telling us? So you got to stay informed and stay up to date. Continue to go on Infowars.com. Listen to Alex Jones, and then don't even listen to us. Take the information we give you. Take the disinformation that the Center for Disease and Confusion is saying. Watch Fox News and all that, and compare. Go do your own research. Stop being lazy. Don't let us tell you what's going on. Listen to what we have to say because we're out here on the front lines bringing you information. But take that. Do your own research. Come up with it. Come up with your own idea of what you think's going on. And let us know on the videos in the comments. Is this something that you're really scared about? I know a lot of people that I've talked to thus far, I would say it's about 50-50. Some people saying that, yeah, this is a legitimate threat. I'm kind of scared about it. Most people I've talked to, it's parents who say they're more worried about their kids than anything. They're scared because the lack of security, the lack of the information being passed on to the doctors at schools and at small medical facilities. So it's a big thing to worry about. So don't get scared. Don't go crazy out of your mind, but just be informed. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen to what has to be said and try to make your own decision and protect yourself and your family, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. I'm Joe Biggs with Infowars.com.